The hell are you? And that is a bit... okay. I thought for a second she had a more appropriate outfit, but then I saw the legs. The air shone brightly, and the piece Erika had guided there showed its form. She has 2 keys on her hat thing, and she has yellow eyes. That form resembled a clergy member, perfectly suited for confronting an evil witch. It is a pleasure to meet you. Dlanor A. Nox is my name. Even though the space was like a bomb just waiting to go off, she introduced herself in a neat and frank manner. Her out-of-place appearance, completely different from those of the demons and witches. Well, I wouldn't call it completely out of place, considering her crotch is in a swimsuit-like thing. Felt blatantly odd and had a kind of severity to it. This is the first time I've met you, but I've heard all the rumors, so this doesn't truly feel like a first meeting. The same goes for me, Miss Beatrice. The detailed materials Eiserne Jungfrau has on you are summarized in 600 pages. What the fuck is Eiserne Jungfrau supposed to be? It's an Iron Maiden in German. I always read such reports, though this doesn't feel like a first meeting to me either. And why is it like in all caps sometimes? The Secretary of Hell could summarize those 600 pages into 6 letters. Allow me to ask. Endings in katakana, I see. Danger. A fitting summary. When I return, I will summarize the materials on you using only 2 letters more, out of respect. Executed. So I'm cute now. I guess that's a katakana joke here, because executed would have cute or something in it. Oh no. She's just taking the cute out of there. I see. Out of the word. So I'm cute now. You too polite, my guest. Then let us continue. This is like a robot or what? Miss Beatrice, I, Dlanor, the head inquisitor of heresy, do humbly accept my role as your opponent. My first move is over. If you can't remove the blue wedge from that footy-to Erika over there, then you might as well totter back up to heaven and get back to your usual boring job of stamping forms. Please do something about this wedge thing. It looks like Beatrice thinks she's already achieved checkmate with this alone. After making a show of tapping her finger on the blue wedge that pierced her, Erika shrugged as though taunting Beatrice. Beatrice? It's okay, I'm just toying with her a bit. After all, if things get bad, I can grab Kenzo and run out of here whenever I want. Yeah, but can you? I can leave this room at any time and go anywhere. That is useless. Huh? Now that you've met up with me, this is your demise. Escape will not be permitted. None can escape. True, we can't deny that it would be possible for Father... we cannot deny that it would be possible for Father to suddenly wake up and go somewhere. But you know what? I can say for sure that such a thing couldn't have happened. You know why? Oh, is it gonna be the there's 0 escape. Is it gonna be the thing that Eva stuck to the door again? Remember how that was brought up in episode 1? And it was still there? How could I know? Are you trying to say you stood outside this door all night watching to make sure the head didn't take a step outside? Yes, someone was watching. This kid right here. What? Please allow me to speak. Let it be known that entering or exiting through this door is impossible. The palace guards are ordered to blockade the study door. The doors to heaven opened with a strong, unrelenting radiance like the sun's, announcing the arrival of Dlanor's underlings. Those words were clad in the red truth and cut off the witch's method of escape. She's a 4 in hand right here. She's a 45 right here. It has been some time, great Lady Beatrice. We were dispatched in accordance with Alliance Agreement number 1516 and request from the Great Court of Heaven. We apologize for the rudeness that is to follow. We formed a precision blockade on the study door. Yeah, I think it's best if you stay away from it, yeah? Hehehe. Allow me to speak. I say again, from last night at 11 until the present time, the study door was not open even once. I guess they represent the candy bar that she stuck in there or something. What is that scrap of paper? Yeah, that's what they represent. It's a completely ordinary receipt, but even so, this mere scrap of paper proves that you lied. Last night when you came out of the study,
If I saw a chance to watch you recede into the crack of the study door, and it fell down just now when Rudolph couldn't open the door for us.
Know what that means? In other words, from 11 last night until now, Father couldn't possibly have opened this door.
What did you say?
Rudolph, the window was locked, right?
Cool music. Yeah, that's why I smashed the glass, you idiot.
The other windows are all locked as well. They're built so that you can't lock them from the outside. Allow me to speak. Know that the windows were all locked. Palace guards blockade all of the windows.
Yeah, okay, so we get to see the same thing in this crazy fantasy fashion, which basically just represents what they're talking about right now.
By the name of Eiserne Jungfrau, I give the palace guards permission to make use of forbidden weapons. Understood. Entire force permission granted for use of forbidden weapon Red Warhead. Begin transmitting activation code. Unya? The password doesn't work yet. 410 turn caps lock off and try again. Jesus Squad precision blockade for study door and all windows complete. We warn the great Lady Beatrice that if anything is caught passing through these physically, conceptually, or by any other method, we will shoot without warning. Idling from Archangel, Satellite 4, homing format verdict model, conceptual guidance. And on top of that, we've got red warheads, yeah. Impossible to shoot down, impossible to avoid, impossible to survive when hit. It'll smash even Lady Beatrice into little bits, yeah. The Chester Squad had laid down a pinpoint blockade over the door and all the windows. Escape would no longer be permitted through any of these. My, I should be doing the welcoming, but it seems I am the one being welcomed. I'm grateful for the courtesy call, and you've even brought the Chester sisters. Allow me to inform you that your path of retreat has been cut off. Commander Dlanor, let us now remove the sin and purify. You've done well, Miss Beatrice. I've had your path of retreat terminated. You cannot leave through the door, nor can you leave through the windows. Therefore, escape will now be prohibited. You think you've shot me in with this alone? The Inquisitor of Heresy in heaven and her subordinates surrounded the witch. The subordinates used a powerful barrier to cut off Beatrice's methods of escape. Demons tend to resist capture, and as a result, they sometimes escape. However, angels counter by blocking off passages of escape, allowing them to eradicate their targets without fail. In other words, this study was a perfect closed room from the time Natsuhine-san claimed she said goodnight to the time Rudolph opened the door.
In that case, Father would have to be here. Would have to be here, but there's not even a trace of him. Come on, what the hell is going on?
I keep telling you to calm down. The thought that I, Beatrice, could be shut in just because the doors and the windows are closed is simply laughable. Kinzel, I was just playing around, but it seems our guest has no such intention. Let's withdraw before we lose our chance.
Yes, I would not regret losing this life of mine, but for Natsu's sake, I cannot die yet.
Beata waved her pipe and the air was split vertically. Then a pitch-black gate appeared there and slowly opened. It was a warp portal, the same as the pitch-black holes that Garp used. I believe this was written on my files. An elusive phantom can appear from anywhere and disappear to anywhere. As long as Kinzo has me, it will be impossible to capture him. The pitch-black gate opened. That gate led from everywhere and to nowhere. Both Beato and Kinzo would be sent to a place where no one could catch them. A place where no one could set foot in, much less chase after them. This is the study of the Shiromiya family head, and it is also a room that Father helped to design personally. Would it really be so strange if he had some way to get outside without using the door?
Yes, that's correct. There would be nothing strange about the master having a hidden door.
A hidden door? And where would that be?
It's a hidden door, so I don't fucking know.
There's several devices and hidden doors in this mansion that only Father knows of. No one has seen them directly, but everyone in this mansion knows about them vaguely, correct? Yes.
It's true that there have always been... Don't you mean there have always been rumors about hidden passages only the master knows of? It's true that Kinzo will probably like devices such as that.
And they are hidden doors after all. No matter how much people such as ourselves might search, it's only natural that we won't find them. I see, so it's a devil's proof again. You're saying we can't deny the possibility that a hidden door exists in this room. That's nonsense, a farce. Even considering that your lie about concealing Father's death is about to be revealed, how dare you?
That's right, just where in the study is there a hidden door. Try and prove that it exists.
Proof is unnecessary. It's a devil's proof. It's impossible to find a hidden door, and therefore impossible to disprove that it exists. Therefore, no one can deny the possibility that Kinzo escaped from the study through a hidden door. Oh. I will not allow a hidden door to exist in this room. Beato's blue wedge, which had been fired off as a farewell gift, was crushed with a flash of Dlanor's longsword, and the pitch-black gate was crushed as well. And it wasn't just crushed visibly and physically. The warp portal conceptualizing hidden doors would remain destroyed from that point onward. Why can someone like you, who is neither the owner of the study nor the game master, use the red truth? And what was that? What to you? What do you mean you will not allow hidden doors to exist? It's because this is the mystery genre. Nox's third command. It is forbidden for hidden passages to exist. Hidden doors mustn't exist in the mystery genre. Sorry about that. In this world, there are no other gods except our god, and no hidden doors exist. Not sure what that has to do with God, but okay. They must not exist, and we won't let them exist. They are blasphemy against our god. Is Nox your god? Enough pride in you, you shocker witch. Huh, it's so painful to watch that it's actually pleasurable. Here it is, the 10 wedges to pierce wedges. Just like usual, it's the kind of irrational argument I just love to hear. What a fool. The devil's proof might have been vague enough to let you escape from everything until now. But now that you're up against Dlanor, that move won't work anymore, Beatrice. As I thought, you're no different from any witch after all. I'm disappointed.
Beato, it seems this isn't an opponent we'll be able to escape from easily after all.
Please do entertain me, Beatrice, son. You should at least serve some tea for your guests. It doesn't even matter if it's third rate. Come on, please use the blue truth and tell me how Kinzo-san escaped from the closed room study. Very well. Make sure you don't cry. It's possible that after slipping out the door, Kinzo noticed the trick with the receipt and correctly returned it to its original place. Denial of that with the red has already been finished. After 11, the door to the study was not open even once. Kinzo might have been a marvelous magician and an inventor, right? He might have invented a drug that turns his body to mist and slip out through the keyhole. Yeah. After something that could still be believed, you just went to this as your second option. No such drug exists. It must not exist. Or maybe he invented a teleport device, right? That possibility is undeniable because of the devil's proof. Such a machine does not exist. I will not allow it to exist. Also, you can examine every drug in the world. You can deny the existence of unknown scientific devices. There's no way you can. It's the devil's proof. You cannot deny that they might exist. I will repeat, by the name of God, I will not let such a drug or machine exist. I will not allow them to exist for all eternity. Not even in the future? Oh, so you think you can even deny possibilities in the future of the human race? It's Nox's fourth. It is forbidden for unknown drugs or hard to understand scientific devices to be used. The progression of humanity, as well as techniques and knowledge that might be obtainable in the future, are decided upon by our God, and the denial of their existence has been proclaimed for eternity. Therefore, I will not allow for such a technique to exist for all eternity. It's not permitted. Beato and Dlanor had supposedly just gone through a massive exchange of red and blue. However, not only did Dlanor not take any damage, she also showed no sign of fatigue. Beato might have been a fearsome witch, but blood flowed through her veins and she did breathe. She felt both pain and fatigue. But Dlanor was like a doll made of marble. She felt no fatigue, no pain, no hesitation. Even if Beato's sharp wedges had aimed right for Dlanor's eyes, she wouldn't have shut them. In fact, it's doubtful that she ever blinks in the first place. With Beatrice, hang in there. Well, I've already heard the rumors, but our compatibility really is awful. To think that dreams, hopes, and even future possibilities would be forbidden. The pride of the gods is overwhelming. I'd expect no less from a witch hunt executioner. It seems we'll never be able to enjoy a drink together. Even the strikes that had made Battle surrender over and over had absolutely no effect on Dlanor. Well, I more or less knew that was coming, but to think that I'd be repelled so easily.
Quite a formidable opponent.
Oh my, so even the great goldsmith has gotten old and decrepit. Hearing those words come out of your mouth is rarer than seeing two comets in the night sky.
Huh, I'm not decrepit, I'm already dead.
Huh, that's true. Sorry, but I'm not letting you die for just a bit longer. Beato experienced something she'd only rarely felt during her entire life. It was probably what we'd call hardship.
Don't stop at that point of the song. That was a pretty cool part of the song. Beato quietly brushed aside Natsuhi's hand that tried to comfort her, and she regained her posture again, showing off her witch's pride and her continued readiness to fight. Is that all? There was no need for me to come here. I'm disappointed. I'm not done yet. I was just testing if your moves just now. I merely wish to measure your abilities. How foolish. Know your place, Golden Witch. Lady Beatrice? Beato's expression became tense once again. No longer was there any trace of mischief. The mood changed. The time for playing is over. Here I go. In that case, I shall acknowledge that Kinzo did not enter or leave the study. Why don't I accept your closed room? Let it be known that Beatrice has changed her pattern of attack. Beatrice, who had until then thoroughly resisted the idea that a closed room existed, did an about-face. She proclaimed that she accepted their proposition. Of course, this didn't mean she'd surrendered. This was a new attack of Beato's. Dlanor noticed this and readied herself. What's going on? Why did Lady Beatrice acknowledge the closed room when she's trying to destroy it, yeah? She's probably trying to claim that Kinzo existed outside of this room. Confirmation that the great Lady Beatrice's war portal has reactivated. Natsuhi claims to have talked with Kinzo in the study, but she never said that she spoke with him face to face. Therefore, if Kinzo was in a location other than the study, there's no contradiction as long as they held a conversation. Oh, that's true. After bouncing at an erratic angle, the witch's stake pierced the top of Dlanor's foot. You sure are slow. Top of the foot, oh my. Natsuhi used the internal phone line in the study to speak with Kinzo, who was in another place. Oh, I like that. There'd be nothing strange if Kinzo, who hates the relatives, predicted that. It's true, there would be nothing strange about that. Who hates the relatives predicted that they'd enter his study and left to go elsewhere. He might have gone to the hidden mansion, Kuadorian. Asmodeus' stake, which contained the power of Beato's blue truth and pierced Dlanor's foot, changed into a blue wedge. Not bad, that makes sense, yeah. Blue truth, valet. A cyclone of gold butterflies swept up with Beato at its center. The magical power of the once smashed black gate was once again refilled. If I can manage to hold Dlanor up here, I'll be able to warp Kinzo out of the study this time, all the way to Kuadorian. Dlanor moved clumsily, trying to pull the blue wedge out of her foot, but it didn't even budge. Of course, Beato didn't miss this chance. No witch would. I've got more, so get ready. There's a chance that Kinzo Natsuhi mentioned does not refer to the person himself. The Kinzo Natsuhi spoke of might have been another name for this room, right? Kinzo had taken refuge in Kuadorian and was impossible to contact. Perhaps Natsuhi called this room Father. And by contemplating inside it, she felt as though she had received some sort of revelation from Kinzo. Well, that is a far stretch, but okay. We've stopped your movement. You've already lost. But I mean, you can say that. You can say that you were in the room and in your mind had a talk with your father because the room represents your father to you in your head. I mean, that's kind of what is happening to her anyway. Beelzebub's blue wedge pierced the base of Dlanor's neck. Of course, even this didn't cause her to flinch, but her movements were restricted even further. Interesting. Is that all? You don't call it a full-course dinner if you stop at the soups and hors d'oeuvres. I'll hit you with the main dish at the dessert at once, so watch your stomach explode as you die. Even if, as you say, this is a closed room and impossible to escape from, you can't deny the possibility that he's still hiding in this room. I'm not talking about a hidden door. He might be under the bed or above the ceiling. He might be hiding in a truly unobtrusive blind spot that only demons could know of, right? Or it might be that Natsuhi, who was ordered to speak specially on Kinzo's behalf, considered herself both his representative and another Kinzo. In other words, it's possible that Natsuhi was also Kinzo. I've got plenty more. At 11 last night, Kinzo escaped out the window. Natsuhi watched him go, then locked the window. True. Why did nobody mention that? That seems fairly unfantastical. This doesn't lead to any problems. In fact, it might be the most beautiful blue truth yet. How's that, Dlanor A. Knox? There are many ways to escape from this closed room. I know your foolishness in trying to impose my master. There's no need for you to argue back. Just lose and sleep for all eternity. The seven sisters appeared from Beato's golden tornado, one after another, piercing Dlanor with blue wedges. 4 blue wedges were buried into her neck, chest, gut, and thigh. Including the one buried near the top of her foot, she was pin-cushioned by 5 stakes.
Beatrice-sama, when is my turn? I'll use you if you think of any more. Be quiet for now. How do you like that, Dlanor the Witch Hunter? After skewering and burning so many witches in the past, how does it feel to be skewered by a witch this time? They were all ridiculous arguments, but they came fiercely one after another. Though a total of 5 wedges pierced Dlanor, her expression didn't change in the slightest. However, her movement had indeed been limited. Well, witches sure are scaring me. You can't be twisted lodging me. They don't violate the next decalogue. It's valid. Well done, Beatrice. Even if there was no one at the study, and even if it was a closed room, that alone isn't enough to deny Father's existence. Against a normal opponent, I think the matter's settled by now, but this is Dlanor, head inquisitor of heresy. This ruthless woman killed even her father when he violated the Decalogue. Kinzo, now.
Right.
Now that Dlanor had been pinned down, this was their last chance to recover their magical power and escape. Once again, a pitch-black gate began to rise slowly in front of Beato and Kinzo. Though the gate had once been opened by simply drawing in the air, it wasn't so easy in the study now, filled as it was with the power of denial. What do you think, everyone? No matter how much you question the state of the study, you can't question whether or not Father's in good health. Oh, so you say, both you and I had better not forget that we are part of this battle, right? I cannot fight against witches, but I can fight against you. Erika grinned at Natsuhi with a smile more demonic than a real demon's. Natsuhi-san, let me ask again. Last night, you're sure you spoke with Ushiromiya Kinzo-san, right? Yes. I have said repeatedly that I came to deliver a report for the day and to say goodnight. This may be a strange thing to ask, but since it's needed to prove your innocence, please answer me straightforwardly. This Kinzo you speak of is the Ushiromiya Kinzo-san we all know of, right? It isn't a different person or thing with the same name, is it? I'm not really sure what you mean. It's like this. You didn't, for instance, start calling this room itself Father after Father's death, right? That's what she's asking. You said you gave a daily report to Father before you went to sleep, right? That doesn't mean you gave a daily report to the wall here, all by yourself, inside the study called Father, right? How rude. Nothing of the sort happened. Father's father. He's in good health. And I most certainly gave him a report and said good night to him last night. I'm not trying to trick you or talk my way out of anything. I see. In that case, can you repeat what I'm about to say? If you aren't tricking or deceiving us in any way, you should be able to do it. Fine, I'll repeat whatever you want. Repeat it. Ushiromiya Natsuhi did, at 11 last night, speak with Ushiromiya Kinzo while in the same room as him. This room. Ushiromiya Natsuhi, did, at 11 last night, speak with Ushiromiya Kinzo while in the same room as him. This room. Good though. Then I'll ask one last thing. Seriously now, Natsuhi-san. You didn't do anything like throwing Kinzo-san out the window after your conversation and locking the window behind him, right? Because everything still makes sense if you did. Why would I want to chase Father out the window? This is intolerable. This mockery is intolerable. Please allow me to speak. Let it be said that when Natsuhi refers to Kinzo, she means Ushiromiya Kinzo and nothing else. Please allow me to speak. Natsuhi claims to have met face-to-face with Kinzo in the study at 11. Natsuhi let out a cry, but it was too late. She had been totally suckered in by their provocation, and she just denied the blue wedges. The blue wedge to the foot representing a telephone discussion. The blue wedge to the neck representing the study itself being called Kinzo. The blue wedge to the gut representing Natsuhi herself being called Kinzo. The blue wedge to the thigh representing Natsuhi letting Kinzo escape out the window and locking it afterwards. The 4 of them were smashed up with a thin sound, because Natsuhi, the one who knew the truth, had denied them. Those denials had gained the power of the red truth. Despite Kinzo's absence in this closed room, Beato had introduced 5 ways that Kinzo could still exist. Natsuhi had carelessly crushed the premises behind 4 of those herself. What was the remaining one? Only 1 wedge remained. In other words, this was the last blue truth that could bury the contradiction of Kinzo existing in the study at 11 but not existing there later after it became a closed room. Was it him hiding somewhere? There was only the theory that pierced Dlanor's chest. Kinzo is hiding somewhere in this room. With that theory, even if Kinzo wasn't present in this closed room study, he could still exist there. If this wedge of Satan's were to be crushed, the chances of escaping this room would become hopelessly dim. Beatrice-sama, quickly escape while you still can. Yeah. Dlanor slowly grasped the final wedge, which still pierced her chest. Apparently that vice-like grip was hurting Satan as though all the bones in her body were being broken. All that remains is this one wedge. It was about Kinzo hiding somewhere in this room, correct? As the detective, I searched all of those places. If I didn't find him, just where could he be hiding?
With the final wedge still sticking out of her chest, Dlanor slowly approached Beato. If this wedge was taken out, then... Allow me to ask, just where in this study is Kinzo hiding?
Well then, maybe he's under the bed.
A check of that place has been finished. Uh-oh.
Maybe he's in the bathtub.
A check of that place has been finished.
Inside the closet, under the desk, behind the curtains.
A check of that place has been finished. Check finished. Check finished.
Behind the bookshelf, behind the closet, under the carpet, under the floor, up at the ceiling, behind the wallpaper, inside the room, inside the chair, inside the bed, inside the blankets, inside the walls, inside the rug, inside the crack, inside the room.
Check finish. Check finish. Check finish. Die the death. Sentence to death. The great equalizer's death. What? No locations would work against Dlanor by this point. Dlanor took Beato's final desperate onslaught head-on, turning everything back with a far stronger power of denial. Beat them up. Knock them down with overwhelming force. No longer does any place exist in this study for Kinzo to escape to. Beato was blown back like a leaf dancing in the wind, knocked around over and over again like an empty can lying on a road. By now, no matter how many times Beato used the blue truth, it wouldn't be able to defeat Dlanor's red.
Witches are so pathetic. You just try to talk your way out of things endlessly, trying to confuse the truth. Let me borrow Dlanor's words. I'm disappointed, Beatrice-san.
Erika coldly delivered these decisive words to Beato, who was crawling on the ground.
Detective's authority. The detective has the right to inspect all crime scenes. I have exercised this right. Therefore, I can say this. Kinzo-san is not inside this room. Furthermore, this room is a perfect closed room. From the above 2 points, I can state this fact. This room was empty the whole time. Natsuhi-san lied about having met Kinzo-san here last night. That makes this checkmate, Beatrice-san. How's that? Simply by the existence of this room. This level of reasoning is possible for everyone now. Furoro Erika! What do you think, everyone?
At these words, the final wedge shattered and Natsuhi's head exploded into everybody's faces. And at the same time, the pitch-black gate that was about to open shattered once again. This time, the war portal had been completely destroyed. No longer would Kinzo be permitted to exist in this room or escape from it. Beatrice struggled to her feet, but that was the best she could do. She no longer had the energy to fight. She had taken all of the denying red head-on from close range. It took all her strength just to withstand a pain so strong. It felt like she'd vomit up all her insides. Even Beato, who had always aimed for the title of strongest and most evil witch, couldn't do a thing against a witch hunter. No matter how sturdy a sandcastle you build on the beach, it can never win against the rising tide.
Sorry, Kinzo. Looks like this opponent really was tough after all.
Beatrice, I thank you. You've done so much for me despite your remaining grudge.
I guess it's true that your life flashes by when you see death coming. I've remembered how you once looked when you were young. You were annoyingly like Battler.
I now pass on everything, my soul and the qualifications of the head, to Battler.
Does that mean anything? Maybe Battler is Kinzo's son. But then Kinzo would have had to have impregnated somebody 18 years ago.
I now pass on everything, my soul and the qualifications of the head, to Battler. I no longer have any regrets.
And look how happy he is about that.
Battler, my apologies. How pitiful. Though I swore to fight with you once again, I must settle my accounts like this.
To Beato, it seemed as though Battler had met her gaze. There was no way he could have. This Battler was the peace Battler. There was no way he could see Beato in this higher-level world. However, his eyes really did meet hers. Even though they couldn't have, Beato was sure they did. As Erika, Eva, and the others closed in on Natsuhi, questioning her over and over, only Battler stood apart from that tumult. His expression held none of the enthusiasm and excitement that the other humans had. It just piercingly and coldly surveyed the scene, and the expression on his face was a quiet displeasure, anger. He wasn't feeling compassion for Natsuhi because her lie was about to be exposed. However, he couldn't excuse Erika, a self-proclaimed intellectual rapist who simply enjoyed cornering Natsuhi and those who sympathized with her. Then he whispered softly. Beato and the others definitely heard that. You don't think Battler might turn things around from this weakened position?
I probably could have done it back in the day. And Battler can probably do it.
Battler.
Battler, if you are indeed the man who will inherit everything from me, now is the time to prove it. Don't let the legend of the Golden Witch end here.
It's true, I met Father here last night. It's true. And he spoke to me of the Yoshinomiya family's glorious history, as well as the burden of bearing it. Your lie has already been exposed, Natsuhi-san. We already know that you were alone in this room last night. This point is just pathetic. Isn't it about time to give up and confess? Corporates who are bad at giving up tend to go with bad mystery novels. At least in the end, please prove that this is a slightly better third-rate mystery than that.
It's useless. It's all useless. Battler, who had been silent off by himself up until then, spoke. At first it sounded as though he was attacking Natsuhi. However, when Erika realized he was glaring directly at her, her expression visibly clouded with displeasure.
And just what are you calling useless?
If this is a third-rate mystery, then the detective is third-rate too. Damn. Listen up, I'm gonna become grandfather.
Battler? You'll become Kinzo-san? Are you saying you'll become Kinzo-san and reenact this disappearance from this room? Do you actually intend to deny my checkmate? Fool!
What is this man saying? Hey, new girls. This here's your first game, right? Sorry, but it's totally useless to call checkmate after a little something like that. Yeah, it's all useless.
What are you talking about, Battler? You say you'll become dad?
Yep. I reenacted. I'll become grandfather and disappear from this room.
You can't use the windows of the door, right? How will you do it?
Did you find a hidden door?
I don't have a clue either. It's not a clue.
That sound wasn't just the noise of the onlookers fidgeting. It was a provocative chill that ran up Erika's spine.
Interesting. I see you're the successor to Ushinomiya family headship.
To the, I guess. You're the successor to the Ushinomiya family headship, the one who bears the head's ring. That should more than qualify you to stand in for Kinzo-san.
Why don't you let us have a look at your theory?
Erika's expression was no longer a challenging smile. It was malicious, overwhelmingly displeased. She couldn't conceal her anger at having this very pleasurable time of hers ruined. Well, sucks for you.
How will he get us out of here?
I've got it. I see, so that move is still open.
What move? I'm curious now. So you finally figured it out, you damn geezer. Hidden doors and hiding under the bed. All that stuff is so pitiful, it brings tears to the eyes. This is the Ushinomiya Kinzo we're talking about here. There's gotta be a more thrilling and exciting answer.
Exactly. How pitiful that even I couldn't think of it, even though it was about me. And how pitiful that the only one of my relatives to understand me is Battler, the kid who was returned after being gone 6 years. Battler, take my place. Do not shame me.
Sure, Gramps. I'll teach these guests what the dignity of the Ushinomiya family head is all about.
What are you planning to do, Father?
Natsui Beatrice, watch. We'll show you what being the Ushinomiya family head truly entails.
That Battler, what's he trying to prove? There's no way he can do anything. This is a perfect closed room.
Oh, Natsui, come over here. Now, move as I tell you to. Battler called Natsuhi over to the window and whispered something to her with his back towards the others.
Miss Dlanor, you're ready for everything, right? It's not possible for Kinzo and the witch to slip out of this room, right?
Of course. Gertrude, Cornelia, and the palace guards. Double check that the seal of this closed room is perfect.
Please allow me to speak. Our barrier is perfect. Allow me to speak. There are no hidden doors, and escape will not be granted through either door or window. Palace guards, when Battler engages the barrier, fire arrows without hesitation. Cheese to corpse, Roger. Battler-sama, prepare yourself. Escaping from this room is impossible.
But he'll do it, yeah?
But how?
He certainly can succeed even without any basis. That's what it means to be the Ushinomiya head, yeah?
True. Let's watch.
Yeah. Let's see the majesty of Reese's opponent.
Then I'll begin.